Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our first Facebook Live session. I'm Vaughn Huckfeldt, Associate Professor of Medical Ethics and Epidemiology at Saba University School of Medicine, as well as the Assistant Dean of Student Affairs. I have here with me Rachel Hicks, a current fourth semester student at Saba. Rachel has graciously agreed to answer, from her perspective, the most commonly asked questions we receive from students like you who are looking at the school. Thank you, Rachel, for taking the time to answer these questions. So to start off, can you tell us what's a typical day like for you at Saba? Do you have time to explore, sleep, eat, get exercise?
Well, for me, I wake up at about 6 and I have to take the bus to school, so I'm out the door by about 7 or 7:30. There are 2 buses that take you to the school. It's about a 15-minute drive, so I get here for about 7:45 if I take the later bus, at which point then classes are from 8 to 5, or depending on the semester, it can be as short as 9 to 3 first semester. After that, you have the whole night to study and to go eat and sleep. But for the most part, I spend a fair portion of that time studying. Depending on the workload of the semester, some semesters are heavier than others. You may have more time to explore the island. Personally, I found I had the most time in first semester, and well, I'm only just starting fourth, but in fourth semester, apparently you have a little bit more time to do that as well. Second and third are a little bit heavier, but you do have some spare time.
Excellent. So can you tell me some about the professors? How much time are you able to spend with them, and do you feel like they're there to help you when you need it?
Yeah, well, you're with the professors all day, so again, depending on how long you're in classes, from 8 till 5 or 9 to 3. Apart from that, they're very readily available for office hours if you need extra help. Because of small class sizes, so you have a far more personal relationship than you would have at other schools. My previous school was a smaller school than most American schools, but it was about 10,000 students. So I had about 200 people in my nursing program, and I didn't really have that one-on-one time. Here, I can say that I do know the professors far more personally, and it's kind of a nice, friendlier relationship almost.
Sounds good. So how well do you feel that Saba has been preparing you for that all-important USMLE Step 1 exam?
Well, I haven't written it, so I can't say personally, but one of the school's assets is it has the exit exam. And so the exit exam is essentially a practice step exam. The school does require that you have an average on that exam that exceeds what would be the passing average on the Step 1. And so that is a little bit daunting when you're approaching that exam, but it is to your benefit because the Step 1, you do need a fairly good score. Just based on my experience with the shelves, which are essentially individual subjects preparing for the Step 1, the curriculum does readily prepare you for the shelves, and anything else that there's some extraneous details you can find in first aid or other resources, which again the school provides for you.
Great. So can you tell us a little bit more about the curriculum?
Yeah, so it varies from semester to semester. First semester it starts you off a little bit slower, just kind of to get you warmed up. So it does start with a basic sciences called Scientific Foundations and Basic Clinical Skills. From there you learn anatomy and histology, and that kind of concludes the last 3 months of your semester. Second semester picks up a little bit more. You have infections, defenses, and responses. You also have biochemistry, which is your metabolism and nutrition, and genetics and development, where you learn basic embryology, again, with clinical skills that kind of pairs with those courses. In addition to that, in third semester, you have all neurology, so neuroscience, mind and behavior, and introduction to system and diseases neurology. And clinical skills pairs well with that, and it teaches you all the basic neurology assessments. I'm just now entering fourth, and so fourth semester has reproduction and endocrinology. It then has basically all of your other systems, so lungs, cardiovascular, GI, GU, everything else. And then fifth semester has a general review of pathology with, I believe, integumentary as well, and physiology.
Yep, and the multi-system stuff.
Yeah, so basically kind of wraps everything up. So you have a total of five weeks after that, give or take, to study for the exit exam.
Okay, great. So is there a mentor or advisor program, and are the mentors or advisors faculty or students?
Well, there's actually 2 programs. So there is a faculty advisor program and a student advisor program. So when you first come to Saba, you will be assigned a mentor, and that is a student. So the student is there just to kind of guide you in study tips and that kind of. You require that they have a minimum of a B average, so that way you're not getting poor study tips. The faculty advisor program is a one-on-one kind of program where you're paired with one faculty advisor who's assigned about 5 to 10 students, depending on how many students are at the school. And that just gets you a more personal relationship with that faculty advisor so that they can write you your recommendation letter when you go into residency and that kind of thing.
Are you still in touch with your student mentors?
Oh yeah, you see them like every day. The campus is pretty small, so you get to see almost everyone every day.
Okay. So are there clubs and extracurriculars at the school too?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of different clubs, and it's kind of really everything for everyone. There's some like intramural sports teams like soccer. I believe they have basketball. Last semester they had basketball. They do volleyball sometimes. They have triathlons. They also have various religious groups, Christian society, Muslim society, and they have various other cultural groups as well as women's society. There's a whole lot of stuff. And there's research and surgical club. There's something for you. There's something for everyone, really.
Okay, great. So tell me how you tend to interact with your classmates. Do you get a sense of community and support here?
Yeah, and it's, again, because of the small class size, you really get to know all of your classmates. I've grown to love basically everyone in my class, and it's just, you do really support each other. You help each other study, you give each other tips, you share supplies with each other and different resources. It's a nice little community.
Okay, so what did you wish the student at Saba would have told you before you started here?
Personally, the only thing I really would have liked to know is just kind of what to bring to Saba, because there are certain things that are recommended to bring, but some of them aren't entirely necessary. And in addition to that, they have in the syllabi recommended textbooks that they have readily available at the libraries. You don't actually need to buy any textbooks. Just little things like that would have helped probably.
Okay. What in particular did you find that you should have brought that you didn't?
So it took me until about third semester to figure out exactly what I needed on the island and what I didn't need. I was told it was super cold in the classroom, so I brought a bunch of sweaters. It wasn't that cold. Mind you, I'm from Canada, so nothing's that cold. But it just wasn't that cold in the classroom. So just if you're from my area, a light sweater would be fine for the classrooms. Other things include a steamer to iron my clothes. I do have an iron that was provided by my landlord, but I find the steamer just saves so much time, and you don't really have much time to spare when you're in the heavier semesters, so you want to just do it quick. Other things include coffee. You should bring lots of coffee. Coffee maker. I just brought an espresso maker. Well, like a mocha pot, not an actual espresso maker.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, well, things like that. Tupperware is another thing that I wished I brought in first semester that I brought in second. Lots of it.
Cool. Can you get some of that stuff here too?
You can. It's an island, right? So you're going to be paying a little bit more than you would if you just brought it from home. Mind you, it depends how heavy you want to pack also.
Good. So what's the food like on the island? Are there restaurants around that are pretty good?
Yeah, there's lots of good restaurants. There's no like fast food chains. You're not going to have McDonald's or Starbucks, but they do have a nice little coffee shop. They do have a nice pizza parlor that will give you a burger for about $12, I think. So there are a lot of different restaurants that are close to the school. If you go further out to Windward side, there's a lot more restaurants, and there's just a variety of food at them. That's where Tropics is. Tropics is a nice little restaurant that has great drinks and great bar food, as well as just nice, fancier food if you're feeling like it. They also have more expensive restaurants there. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of food. I like food. I could go on about that. But
So what's your favorite restaurant that you've been to?
I really like Queen's Garden, and I also like Tropics. But Island Flavor is really good too. And they're all just kind of little, I don't know, they make really good food. Like, I don't know how else to say.
They do really have some really good restaurants on this island.
They do.
Shockingly good for how big it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that those are all our questions. So thank you again, Rachel, for taking the time to answer these most commonly asked questions at Saba for your perspective. So we know that choosing to decide which medical school to attend is a big decision, and we really appreciate you sharing your insight into your experience here at Saba. And also thank you for the kind words about the faculty here. It's really important to all of us that we be as accessible as possible for students, and we feel it's one of our kind of special traits here at the school. So for those of you watching, we hope you enjoyed hearing from Rachel, and thank you again for your interest in learning about what your life as a medical student at Saba will be like. I look forward to meeting you personally and welcoming you to the school. Have a great night.